With AIC head women's soccer coach Matt Johnson. Coach, you've been here for about 2 weeks in preseason now. Just kind of give us your thoughts on how the team's been doing so far.
It's been okay so far. This has been a little different approach for us this year. The last, I want to say 3 or 4 years, we've had 3 scrimmages, and they've been pretty quickly. So I think last year it was 4 days into camp that we had a scrimmage, and this year we went a little bit different due to some injuries, and we actually haven't had a scrimmage yet. We've got our first one coming up this weekend. So I think it's long for the girls, 2 weeks to go without a scrimmage. I'm not sure that I would do that again in the future, but things, we're happy so far. We're happy with what we've seen. We need to get a scrimmage to see what some of the new players can bring to the program.
Now, just based off on what you guys did last year, what are kind of your expectations? Are you expecting to be to still be a top team in the NE10 and go to the NCAAs, or do you have higher goals than that?
No, I mean, in talking to the some of the coaches that have done it for a while, it's hard. It's hard to be successful every year, and we had a good year last year. We know it's not going to be easy this year. We think we return a lot of good players, and we think we brought in some good players. So, we just want to go out there and compete every day, take care of business in the Northeast 10 Conference first, and then hopefully the rest will take care of itself.
Now, you mentioned before just a little bit some injuries already in the preseason, some people being nicked up. That seemed to be our big problem last year, was just keeping people healthy. Just if you could talk about some of the ones that we unfortunately lost to injury last year, and kind of how their recovery's gone and how they've looked so far.
Yeah, I mean, last year was a tough year for us with injuries. I mean, obviously a great year on the field for us, but we felt, like we could have done a little bit more if we had all of our players, which we never did all year. And at this level, you don't. Every team deals with injuries. But, Bryony Parker went down in preseason last year, and we think she would have been a big piece to the puzzle. And Sarah Tomlinson got hurt halfway through the year. Some other players that aren't here anymore. Bonnie Boornazian got hurt, I think, 5th game of the year, and she was one of our best players at that point. So we dealt with some key injuries, but every team does, and we're doing things a little bit differently in preseason this year, a little bit more stretching and some different things, and we're hoping that will lead to a little bit more success with not getting injured.
Good. Now, season starts next weekend down at the Bridgeport Classic. We're going to be opening up with games against Bridgeport and CW Post, two of the traditionally stronger teams in the region. What are your thoughts looking ahead to that a little bit?
Well, we're excited. I mean, when you're playing out of conference like that, it's on purpose. And, we scheduled those games because those are 2 real good teams. And our thought a couple of years back was to, let's schedule good teams. That's where we want to be. And last year, the opening tournament was CW Post, same 4, CW Post, Bridgeport, UMass Lowell, and us. And, 3 of us were there in the regional finals, and Lowell had a heck of a team as well. So, I think we're opening with 2 of the strongest games that you could have independently, and we're looking forward to it.
Standing here with AIC senior forward Sarah Boornazian. Sarah, you have a little different experience coming into camp this year. You had the red shirt last year. Just tell us kind of what what the process was for you going through last season, having to watch on the sidelines, and and kind of then preparing to come back onto the field this year.
Yeah, last year I redshirted just because of academics, and I'm a physical therapy major, and then in the meantime I kind of ended up having surgery on both my legs for a chronic injury. But it was really tough watching last year. I mean, good that our team did so well, but bad that I wasn't part of it. I think I learned a lot, like coming off or standing on the sideline. I mean, coach yelling stuff on the field, and then watching it is completely different. So I hope that we kind of continue to do that, get that same momentum next year, or this upcoming year, and then kind of make a run into the Final Four.
Okay, now since you are kind of getting a little bit of a fresh start here, what kind of expectations do you have for yourself with this season? What are you kind of hoping to to do personally?
I mean, I did have a whole year off, so this summer I really worked on trying to get in shape. I mean, preseason definitely isn't something I look forward to, but being my last year, I definitely wanted to end it on a good note. I mean, it was hard. I mean, I was glad I was a part of the team and how successful we were last year, but I mean, being on the field is completely different. So hopefully, I want to be a threat up top, and I want to contribute to team success.
Now, just based off what you've experienced here in camp so far, how do you think you guys are doing? You think you're getting close to where you want to be heading into the opening weekend against CW Post and Bridgeport, or there's still some things you really have to work on to get ready for those two tough teams?
I mean, we haven't had a scrimmage yet, which has kind of been different from the last couple of years, but we have 4 or 5 like really deadly freshmen that came in, and we also have really good forwards, 4 or 5 of us, and I think it's going to be hard for any team to stop us. I mean, they're going to have to double team 1, if not 2 of us up top, so I think that's going to be hard for any team to cover us.
Here with AIC senior back Allie Trinier. Allie, we're about to get ready to kick off the 2011 season. Just kind of talk about how camp's been going so far with everyone back now.
Well, we've had like a bit of a different approach this year. With we've been in camp for about 2 weeks now, and we've been training 2-a-days and doing we've been lifting as well, which has been different from last year. And we haven't had a scrimmage yet. We're having our first one on Monday, so hopefully we will be able to get into it. As opposed to last year, we had like a scrimmage right away, so it's a bit of a difference, but so far it seems so good.
Okay, now just to talk about you and our defense as a whole, really. We were the second best defense in the NE10 last year. We allowed less than a goal a game, and all 3 starters are back this year. Just talk about how you guys have really been able to grow as a defensive unit, and what you're expecting out of yourselves this year to maybe kind of lead this team to the playoffs and beyond.
Well, last year we had a really strong season. We came top 10 in the country for defense, which was amazing. We have me, Jen, and Brittany, which have been playing together for 3 years, which has really helped us because we know how each other move and like different situations that we learn from each other. And we have we're losing Sam on the left wing, which is going to hurt us a bit. But we're also having a couple really good freshmen coming in, and also another sophomore who's going to play defense as well for us. So hopefully we'll be able to make it good okay this year.
Now we're about 1 week away from getting started. Anything specific you can think of that you really need to work on to get ready for CW Post and Bridgeport, or do you think we're going in the right direction and we're going to be where we want to open the year?
I think we currently are in a really good position. Like, we've been working on different tactics every session with finishing, defensive shape, overall shape as a whole unit, and I think we're ready for our upcoming season, and hopefully we'll be successful.